Hey guys, SimCoder here, and today we're going to be doing something a bit different. I'm going to try and program YouTube in 10 hours. I'm doing this because I don't have a lot of time today. I had to answer some emails, I had a couple of meetings in the morning, so right now I only have about 10 hours in order to work. It is around 5:30 p.m., so I'm going to be working into the night. And the main goal is to show you how I structure this type of project and to show you basically the whole process and how I take care of some hurdles. And hopefully, by the end, you can take some out of this and try to implement the types of techniques that I use in order to structure out a project like this in your own projects. Yeah, and I'm going to use this as a segue in order to do a tutorial series on YouTube. So by the end of this, I will try to publish the first video on that tutorial series as fast as possible. It isn't going to look exactly like the project that I will end up in the end of this by the end of these 10 hours, because I'm going to try to improve it. Remember, 10 hours doesn't give me a lot of time to do anything, but yeah, I'm going to try and structure it out and show you guys the full process. So I hope you enjoy it. Let's do it. Okay, so the first step in a project like this is always to define what features you want in your website. I'm going to focus on the MVP features, which are the features that I deem most valuable to the project and the minimum required for the project to work. So I'm going to pick up a pen and a paper and list out everything, and then I'm going to explain to you why I picked those features specifically. Okay, so we are done. I've structured it out in a way where I have the MVP up top, and then in here are the elements that I would like to do, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day because, it is just 10 hours for me to code. So in the top, we have login, registration, token validation, all normal stuff. Then we have upload videos, list videos, view videos, subscriptions, protect videos from scraping. This part I really didn't know if I wanted to put in the MVP, but it will be easy enough to implement that I believe it should be here. This just means that a user can't grab a URL of the video and play it on their website for free, because we'll be using a technology, an API from Google. And if you just had your videos open up to everyone, they could just play them on their websites, and you would be paying for that because the videos will be stored in a Google service. Then security. This is basically the token validation and the protect videos from scraping. So this part is a bit irrelevant. Then in the nice to have would be comments, likes, gives thumbnails, and profile management like deletes, edit videos, whatever, things like that. But as you can see from our MVP, we will get quite a nice website, and it will be pretty much similar to what YouTube offers. But again, for 10 hours, this is a lot. Let's see if it is possible. Okay, so now that we have a list of everything that we want to do, we are able to structure out all of the technologies, APIs, whatever that we are going to use while developing the app. I'm also going to structure out our front-end, server, and everything that comes with it, and connect them in order to figure out what we'll need in order to develop the project. This is the second step. It is actually a really important one because it lets you think about how everything is going to connect and try to structure out everything. So let's do it. So now that I have the schema here, let me go over as to why I made the choices that I made. So starting with the front end, I'm going to be using React as the language because it is really the most used front-end library at the moment, and everyone is coding with it. You can check by the GitHub repositories, they have data on that. And React also has a couple of packages using the Node package manager that will help me to be really fast to get the front end ready. And this is generally a part that I don't really like about development, so it is good that I'm able to cut corners. Then it will connect to the server, which will be running Node.js. And for the database, I'll be using MongoDB. It is powerful enough for everything that I want to do. So I'm fast coding with it, and it seemed like a no-brainer for me. Then for the front end, we'll have login and registration. This will be done using Firebase. It is a Google tool, which is really simple to code with, and it gives you a lot of features that are really relevant for a project like this. The server will also use Firebase, but it will use Firebase in order to validate the token and to make sure that the user that's making the request is really the user that corresponds to that UID. So this is just the security feature that we'll have. It will be very basic, but for the time that we have, it is more than enough. Then the server will be responsible for uploading the videos to a bucket. A bucket, you can think of it like a drive, a Google Drive, with the difference being that it has a couple of features that will allow you to program it easy and like to send files to the bucket and to get files from the bucket and to generate signed URLs, which will enable you to protect your videos from getting scraped, which is really cool. And I've never used Google Cloud Storage, but that's the one that we are going to use because I looked at the documentation and it seemed easy enough. So yeah, I believe that's it. So we are now able to start coding. All of these will be in a Docker. I have the Docker ready from our Airbnb project, so we are really set up in order to start programming this. So I'm going to quickly pull the Docker from my GitHub and clean it up and start from scratch and try to start coding some parts. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so I've spent some time trying to get the Docker up and running, and I already have it. And because I had already programmed the login part and the off system in the Airbnb tutorial, I just left it there. And so now I already have the Docker running. I have the login running, login and registration, obviously. And that's one of the cool things about doing a lot of projects is that at the end of it, you are able to pick a lot of little parts that you've done in multiple projects and just reapply them and reuse them. We are ready to start programming the hard part of the project, so yeah, let's go. So even though I don't really like front-end development, this part went really smoothly. I spent around 2 hours getting the layout ready. I was able to shorten the time that I spent on this by using a library called Material UI. I've talked a lot about it, but yeah, it is really great because it provides you with a nav bar and a lot of stuff. And as you can see from the video, it quickly started to gain a lot of form. And I was able to quickly get it to a state where I deemed it was, good enough for the time that we have in order to start working on the backend. So yeah, 2 hours done and dusted. I was feeling a bit tired because front-end to me drains me, but yeah, it went smoothly and with no big issues. So we are now ready to jump onto the backend. Okay, so the process of storing videos is actually quite simple because of the Google API. It is really nice. However, it is kind of tricky because of a package that you must use, which is called Molter. Molter is just a middleware for handling form data, in this case, files. And that part was kind of hard to implement. So it took me approximately like 4 hours to get this up and running. But now it is working and the user can upload an image, a video,
and it will automatically create a timestamp for it, which is kind of the ID of the object, and it will be stored in the bucket, in our bucket for in this case. And yeah, I mean, it is working, but it is really quite difficult to get this up and running. One easier thing that you could do is just upload directly from the front end, however, to the bucket, obviously, but that takes away some of our control over the videos. So I believe having a middleware like this is the way to go. But yeah, it took a lot of time to implement, a lot more than I thought it would take. So now let's just quickly jump into displaying videos and getting all of that part done and over with, because we still have to do the subscribing part. At least that part has to be done by the end of the day. So yeah. Okay, so the part of listing videos and displaying them is done. It took around 2 hours to get everything done, because when you do a display video, then display for the profile or for to show suggestions is basically the same throughout. You just have to change a couple of parameters, so it is literally copy and paste, and you are able to reuse a lot of the code, so you don't need to worry that much about this part. It is really quite simple. But yeah, we are running out of time. It is getting really late now. It is night, obviously. So yeah, I'm going to quickly jump on to the subscription part, and I believe it is the last thing that we'll be able to do. But I'm really surprised with how much we are able to get done today. So yeah, in 10, it just goes to show you that in 10 hours you can really do a lot if you just commit to it. Yeah, so let's try to wrap this up and do the subscription part for a great ending. The subscriber part wasn't actually as easy as I thought it would be, because I was using the Firebase ID for the ID of the object, but Mongo doesn't like it because it isn't for 24 characters, and because of that a lot of problems appeared and I had to change basically the whole app. So the simple part that was supposed to take like 2 hours took like 4 hours, something like that. So now if you go into a video, and I'm actually going to jump into the subscriptions. You can see that I have 2 users here. These are from 2 different users. This first video from this account, and if I jump in here, this is like the opposite. So it is saying subscribe when you are unsubscribed and unsubscribe when you are subscribed, but I'll fix that in a second. And if you jump in here, it will disappear, and if you subscribe, which is reversed, then it will appear. So yeah, it is working just as it should be. I'm actually surprised about this with how much we were able to get done, but yeah, it is working. Okay, so we're done. It is like 5:15 a.m, so I'm going to go to bed. I'm completely hammered, but the website is working. I'm surprised with how much we were able to do. Obviously, there are still some things in the to-do list, like comments and likes. But yeah, the biggest part of YouTube is streaming video, and at least that part is working, and we are able to subscribe and unsubscribe and view videos from the people that we subscribe to. So the main part of the website is working, and we did it in 10 hours, a bit more. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you again tomorrow, and ciao.